I care about you. I care about your health.
Things in life you can depend upon without question. Death, taxes, and the longest, most ridiculous lines ever at Michael's.
Sit. Oh my god. It rained last night, so we were gonna go see a movie. We did see a movie. I heard thunder and saw lightning outside, and I was like, is it raining? Raining. It was actual rain, not like LA rain, like real rain.
Like Minnesota rain.
Yeah, so I was like, Chris, we're gonna have to take the car, so we have to leave earlier. And Chris was like, how weak are we? Took the car to go less than 0.2 miles. Having some late breakfast. I slept in. I took a sleeping CBD pill, and that was amazing. 2 Sunnyside eggs, a scoop of avocado, well, really guacamole, and then some bacon. Chris and I are just gonna get some work done and also just relax, take it easy. Maybe we'll go to Target and IKEA because you wanted to get another hamper and I wanted to look at mirrors. My weight loss video went up yesterday and the response has been really supportive and lovely, so I really appreciate all of your kind, encouraging comments. It's always very nerve-wracking because I put on like unedited, full view of where I was and where I am now. I'm about 136. I know I forgot to say how much I weigh because it still kind of fluctuates. There are weeks when I'm 137, 138, 39, and I think it's just because I'm building muscle and burning fat. There are weeks where I'm just gonna weigh more, but then it kind of falls off as my muscle develops, if that makes any sense. Don't do a very good job at explaining science. I'll understand it in my own words, but then when I try to express it, I don't do a very good job. It's probably why I failed my personal training test. I did study to be a personal trainer, and so I have a lot of the concepts down, but I don't have the right terminology. It's kind of my entire life of studying. I personally understand it, and that's how I study. Like, I make it so that I understand it versus like memorizing jargon. But then what ends up happening is when I take a standardized test, I don't test well. Anyways, thank you guys so much. That's my current weight, and I'll do more updates, but my goal weight is 130 pounds, but I definitely want more muscle than fat, and it's starting to be there. For a while it was like about the same, so it was like 28% fat, 27% muscle, and now it's slowly dropping in fat and slowly gaining in muscle. It's a very slow process though. And you guys ask how I know that. I have a scale that measures it, so it's about a 5% variance. The fact that you're interested in my weight loss journey makes me happy too, because I do feel like beauty is all-encompassing. It's not just skincare and makeup, it's how you feel, because definitely you guys have noticed the better I feel, the better I look. People are prettier in my eyes, not in terms of aesthetics, it's just like an energy. Did my face, and I'm about to put on my deodorant, which reminded me that I want to talk to you guys about something serious. The deodorant I've been using for the last few months now, coconut oil Kapari deodorant, and it's all clean, aluminum free, which is super important. I think of you guys as my friends, so I feel like I should talk about this more. I've done blog posts about switching to clean, toxic-free deodorants, and I literally convince all of my close friends to switch because it matters for our health. October, it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It is just so bad for us to be using conventional deodorants full of aluminum and toxins. It is literally going right up in there, especially if you shave your armpits. It's just not good. The research is out there. I want to thank Kapari for partnering with me and getting the message out about the truth stinks, which is the truth of what's in conventional deodorants. It's really toxic, and for so many decades we've been lied to as women and as consumers, and it needs to stop. So now that brands like Kapari are taking the initiative to help educate and put the word out there about why the natural option is better, why we don't need aluminum in our deodorants, and for October they're donating $1 for every purchase of their deodorant to F Cancer. If you haven't switched yet, now's the month to do it. I switched to natural deodorants back in around 2005. I learned about how harmful aluminum could potentially be back then, and me being me, I said, let's not take that risk. So I switched to whatever natural deodorant was available to me back then, which was rock salt. Rock salt worked. It was a natural salt that you would wet and you put under your arms. The downside is it would burn after I shaved my arms, armpits specifically, and it had to be reapplied literally like every few hours, especially in the summertime, especially when I was in dance class or working out. It wasn't perfect. Kind of kept quiet about it. I thought I was being like kind of hippy dippy, but then as research started showing, breast cancer became more and more prevalent, and this isn't even that long. It's not through a very long time span. Then started telling my friends to please switch, and unfortunately the rock salt option wasn't really an option for them. And the natural deodorants became better and better and better, then they were willing to take the risk and try it. Now, the one thing I tell everybody when you're switching from conventional deodorant to natural deodorant is give your body time to adjust. Aluminum found in deodorants block your sweat glands. At first you think that that's a good thing, but it's not good. Sweating is your body's natural way of cooling and detoxifying itself. Thankfully, there are more and more cleaner, aluminum-free options, and for me, baking soda-free options. So traditionally, a lot of the natural deodorants also included baking soda. That actually, through time, would irritate my underarms. When Kopari came out with this deodorant, based with coconut oil, their famous coconut oil, which I love, I fell in love with it. Switch from conventional deodorants to natural deodorants, you are gonna have a period of where you might smell. That is your body finally being able to detoxify itself and get all that stuff out. So it's gonna take anywhere between 7 to 10 days where you're gonna smell a little bit more than you would have smelled if you never used aluminum deodorant. Be patient, pick a week where you just know you might not be so close to people. Another thing is drink a ton of water. That will help the process go by a little bit faster. I love Kopari's even more than other ones I've tried because it's clear. It's clear, smoothing, it's hydrating, it feels nice when I glide it on. It's perfect when I wear dark clothes. It doesn't leave a residue, and it has like a nice like vanilla coconutty scent, which isn't offensive. It's not perfumey, it's not synthetic fragrances, which is also bad for us. You still sweat, you'll still feel wetness. That's another thing to be aware of when you switch from conventional to natural, is there's supposed to be moisture down there. Again, your body's natural way of cleansing itself and getting rid of toxins. So that's the biggest difference I feel like you're gonna notice, is that you will still get a little bit of wetness. Oh, that's okay. Just like we sweat on our face, we shouldn't be embarrassed of sweat. And that most people after that initial 7 to 10 days really have no problems with switching to a natural deodorant. The benefits outweigh the 7 to 10 days of where you might stink. I've been using natural deodorant since 2005, which is over 10 years, so I don't even really notice it. And when I feel that wetness, I'm like, yeah, then that's fine, I'm sweating, because if I'm sweating here, I'm usually sweating on my back, my chest, and my face. So really, why does this matter? And during the summer times, I usually wear lighter shades of fabric anyways, and breathable fabric, so it's not going to show any more than the back sweat's going to show or my chest sweat's going to show. If you're going to try out the Kopari deodorant, or if you're going to try going natural, try it in October. Purchase this deodorant, because for every deodorant purchased, $1 will go to the F Cancer organization, and I will have all of the information in the description box. I also have a discount code for this month, and it's for first-time purchasers of the deodorant or a deodorant subscription. The discount code is across the screen, as well as all the information will be in the description box. But I truly feel like you guys, as my audience, are my friends, and I've made a full blog post a few years ago, maybe like 2 years ago, about how to switch to clean deodorants, and I go through what to expect, how to do it, and some of the options that you can have out there. Then Kopari's deodorant wasn't available yet, so this has been my everyday deodorant for the last few months, and of course I will link that blog post in the description box. Give it a read. It's just so freaking important. I care about you, I care about your health. Really no excuse to still be using aluminum in your deodorant. I know a lot of you guys don't want to smell, a lot of you guys don't want to feel that wetness, but I promise you the wetness is natural, the smell is temporary, and there are deodorants out there that work, that are aluminum free and toxic free. This has been awesome because it's not only like really hydrating because of the coconut oil, it's antimicrobial because of the coconut oil. It also feels really like nice. I like that my armpits are hydrated. It makes shaving so much easier, and I like that I can put this on immediately after shaving because it doesn't sting. I also like that it's baking soda free because for me personally, I am sensitive to baking soda when applied daily under my arms. I love Chris so much. He's like my ride or die, obviously. I married him, that he now only uses natural deodorant as well. That one was a hard one to switch to because he's like, I'm a dude, I smell, I am active, I smell, and I was able to get him to switch. That was like a goal of mine. So that's the message I have to share with you guys. I figured what better way than to share it with you in a very personal vlog, because I have been doing Vlogtober for the month of October, which is also Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and I'm getting ready. So might as well show you the deodorant I've been using for the last few months. Chris wanted to update you too.
Hey, so the beauty of that is I actually don't reapply throughout the day. If I put it on once and I get enough on there, I don't have to do it multiple times. So.
But that, did you find that you smelled for a while when you switched?
Yeah.
So about like a week, right? You just have to give your body a week to adjust.
Yeah.
And he rolls with sweaty dudes.
All the time.
So, to try natural deodorant.
That'd be a funny...
Well, they have to detox for a week.
That's what would make it funny.
Oh, because they'll stink for a week. Use the Josie Marin Argan Daily Moisturizer, SPF 47. This is new to me in the tint version, but I love the original one that isn't tinted. I'm really liking the tinted one too right now because I think it looks nice. Brows, I am using the Elate Cosmetics Brow Balm, and I hit pan this morning. How crazy is that? I kind of just took the Josie Marin Vibrancy Argan Oil Fresh Face Paint palette all over my face. This shade is my bronzer. I put this as my blush, and then I used this on top of this just to pop it out even a little bit more. On my cheekbone highlight, I'm using the Josie Marin Argan Enlightenment Luminizer. This is really cool too. It's just very subtle. I am using the it's very Josie Marin today, Free It Grapefruit Lip Balm. So I just put that on my lips as well. Mascara is the Josie Marin Black Oil. If you've been watching my vlogs, you know that I just went to the Burt's Bees and Josie Marin event and got stocked up, so I'm testing out all these products. So this is the Vibrancy Argan Oil Concealer. I put that under my eyes and around the darkness of my mouth. For my powder, I am using one of my favorite drugstore ones. It's the Burt's Bees Mattifying Powder. I'm in the shade number Bamboo. Simple kind of weekend makeup. Standing here in natural light for you guys to see what that looks like. Very subtle, but like woken up kind of a thing. Headed to Target, and I just got really excited because Target has Starbucks, which means I can get my Starbucks at Target. We just came from our leasing office. The apartment complex has our garage doors are flashing red. It's a community, it's gonna always have problems, but our leasing office has been the best leasing office we have ever had to deal with. Hi, Angelyne. Hi. She always is at that coffee bean. You guys don't know who Angelyne is. She's a LA staple.
She takes out billboards all across Hollywood saying Angelyne actress for hire, and then she drives around Hollywood all day long in a hot pink Corvette.
She must live around here or go to that coffee bean every morning. She doesn't have as many billboards anymore. I've only seen one. Back
in the early 2000s, they were everywhere in Hollywood.
I never noticed them.
They were all over.
I was saying our leasing office like gets a lot of crap from people because I think people are just annoyed. And obviously every apartment building has their annoyances, but I have to say we have an incredible team of people.
They're great. Like I was just telling Serein, they do a fantastic job of not taking something personally, like in some of our old apartment communities. They do a really great job of listening to your complaint or listening to what you're saying and then coming up with an effective way to fix the problem. Look,
and I'm not saying all the problems get fixed right away or anything like that, because there's things that you have to understand that they're legally not able to just
do.
It's not outside. Like, how do you see which unit is smoking?
You go to the door and smell.
Yeah, so it's, you know,
bring in a cigarette-smelling drug dog.
But the fact that they're like, we'll start knocking on doors because it's against the lease, or it breaks the lease.
And even if they don't, they were so earnest in how they said it.
Yeah, like
I go, okay, I believe you.
Yeah, so you know, I believe that they're gonna do what they can do, which unfortunately might not be a lot.
Last place, even though we liked the leasing office, every time I went to talk to them, I felt like I was talking to the manager from Office Space.
Yeah.
Like you would make a complaint and it would be like, yeah.
Chris was saying how we should like write a card or something for them, because that's true. Like you should always, I think more often than not, people know what they're doing wrong and they hear what they're doing wrong, and we're hardest on ourselves, but every so often you should also praise the people that are doing things right. And you never know how important that is, because I have a friend who was going through a hard time at her restaurant job, and one of the customers asked to speak to the manager, and she was like, oh great, like, but the customer actually praised her in front of her to the manager and detailed everything she did right. In that time that happened to her, like it was when she was on probation, because when you get a new job, you're on probation. And she had gotten a couple like mistakes because the clientele was very specific and particular in how they want to be serviced. And that's totally fine. You're paying for that. This man praised her in front of her, which made her feel good, but also in front of her management, which helped her in that moment, like for her job. So I definitely, I don't know if we should do an email or write a card, or
a card,
like a actual handwritten card.
Yeah, because that way they will all see it.
When you guys leave me a nice comment, sometimes you don't know how bad of a day I'm having, or like a bad of an hour, because my moods go literally up and down, and I could be having a horrendous moment and I'll read a comment you guys write me and it just completely puts things in perspective. So you guys do that for me all the time, so I need to do it back.
There's also some...
How much is this?
$50?
I'm not paying $50. It's not $50.
So, Target. WTF. $50 for a lamp? You know there's this thing called IKEA, right?
Although IKEA's getting expensive too.
Buy that shit on Amazon for $1 and have it delivered within an hour.
Why everything's going out of business, including small businesses. Off to Target number 2. How do you feel about this? If you watched our last weekend's vlog, you know how much Chris loves Target. We're going to Target, possibly Best Buy, and then IKEA. And then pick up my dry cleaning. And I'm gonna make cake. Oh, we're gonna go to the really fancy Whole Foods. I'm gonna scope out the beauty products, because I still am gonna do a full week of trying Whole Foods beauty. Krispy Kreme's is hot and fresh. Hot and fresh sign is on. My water.
That hot and fresh sign is never not on.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not. And I'll tell you why. Because when you go in there, you can see the conveyor belt moving the donuts across the thing into the hot and fresh area where you purchase them. If that conveyor belt never stops, then the hot and fresh sign is never off.
It does stop. I've seen it stop.
I think you saw where the light blew out.
No, it's not always hot and fresh. I only buy it when it is hot and fresh, because if I'm gonna have a Krispy Kreme, I want it to melt in my mouth when I take a bite.
You know what sounds amazing right now? That Outback bread with the honey butter sounds delicious.
No. What sounds really good? Me trying to make this cake tonight.
That's gonna be good too.
You know what sounds delicious? Wendy's chicken nuggets with ranch.
That does sound good as well.
And their french fries are really good too. I think I'm hungry.
Yeah, I'm hungry too, actually. Now you got me. You're talking about food.
What are we gonna have for dinner?
I don't know, because we didn't lay anything out. And our steak that we could have had got ruined by security.
Yeah, by leaving it on the floor for like over 10 hours.
Yeah, that's not safe to eat.
That's the problem of being on keto, is like all of our food has to be made for the most part.
It doesn't have to be, but it's not as enjoyable eating out.
Unless we're cheating.
Yeah, for cheating, it's the most amazing thing on the planet. But just a regular meal is just like, it tastes better when we make it.
Yeah. We're at Target number 2 and this is how I feel about it.
You can't tell me that there is not an insane amount of germs in this thing.
I don't have the one we have already.
Oh yeah. Chris Cam is in full effect. Michael's pick up some twine to hang some stuff in the house. Let's see if they yell at me for filming. Go incognito. You almost caught me. Score! Certain things in life you can depend upon without question. Death, taxes, and the longest, most ridiculous lines ever at Michael's. Always. Why is there so many more flavors than what there normally is?
We're at Centennial Pet picking up some dog food. And look, they have a no hide bar. It's so cute. We're getting fit and trim for Dolly.
Dolly's put on a few pounds. We're gonna have to put her on keto.
Really getting fit and trim?
Yeah.
Why? Because it's cheaper?
No, well, I mean, that helps too, yes, but I mean, it's the same price as the original, which is what I normally get.
We're at the world's fanciest Whole Foods, and this is where I will be purchasing all of the beauty products that I will test out. Not today. I'm gonna come back for that when I'm ready for it, because I have a couple other things I've been testing out. Once I wrap that up, I will be back here. Start scoping it out. Baby, you haven't had a peach. Can I offer you a peach? Doesn't smell very good. Want a pepper for our pizza? We need a basket. So close to my freaking face. Do you want to give them their treat?
Yeah.
Uh-oh, I used the T word. Dolly's like, I just want to chill on the bed. Can you knock this shit off? Food time. He's been going at this for a few minutes. Don't cut yourself.
I'm gonna try my best.
Don't ruin my knife.
Because we use this knife so much. How many times have you personally used this particular knife?
To cut bread?
How many times since our marriage?
Tons when I used to make bread.
No.
Yeah, because to cut the...
I know what it's for. How many times have you made bread?
No, for whenever I get a French baguette. We used to get French baguettes a lot when I used to eat bread.
Yeah, but now we're on keto.
I needed to cut my dough head. I can't say it's fat head dough, but I keep saying
I did the same thing.
dough head. Fat head.
Here we go.
Oh,
Ta-da!
Okay, do you want to... This looks good for them.
Probably smells like an asshole, though.
Which means they'll like it. Okay. Is this for good babies? Sit. Sit. Down. 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 No. You guys forgot your manners. Sit. Sit. Down. Down. Leave it. Sit. Sit when you leave it. Dolly, sit, please.
Sit.
Okay.
What was that, Cooper?
Don't act like you don't want it.
Dolly said this smells cheap.
It was not cheap. Where did he go?
Oh, she got it.
Cue time lapse. So that's the chocolate pound cake waiting to go in the oven. This is the chocolate ganache that goes on top, all sugar-free. It has our pizza in the oven, and then also he is making me some fathead dough chips, essentially, for my pate. What are you doing? It's hot. If the recipes are good, I'll link them in the description box. They're just off of Pinterest. Now, obviously these things aren't vegan, but just because you're keto doesn't mean you can't also be vegan. You just have to get a little more creative, and you would probably do the avocado brownies instead, because you can make that without any dairy. Oh my God, Jesus.
What did you think it was?
I don't know, suddenly like a hairy person going like this. I wouldn't think that Dolly would be up here. Do avocado chocolate mousse, avocado brownies. We actually made brownies using avocados. That's really yummy, and you could probably do some sort of a macadamia crust thing, and then using macadamia milk for the cheesecake. I'm getting like, it's gonna cost a lot more because you're gonna have to use a lot more of that vegan cream cheese. Oh, I'm just picturing me creating our cheesecake vegan. It would cost a lot because I would buy the Kite Hill cream cheese. You could do it. You could totally do it. Look at that pizza.
Yummy.
Chocolate cake is out. If you guys could smell this, you would die. This smells so good. I kept it in the oven for about 15 minutes because you can see it's starting to kind of crisp around the edges. And I feel like, you know, I could probably cook it a little longer just for the center, but I don't want to risk it. So we're going to just take it out. It's a pound cake, so it's probably going to be a lot denser. And I don't want to dry it out either. So I have to wait for this to fully cool before taking it out and putting the ganache on it. How's the cake?
Unbelievably good.
So we figured out that it's better if you don't put the frosting on it, which we had a little piece, so we put the frosting on it to see how it would taste. And I think the frosting would be okay if I didn't put the coconut oil in it. But the coconut is just too strong.
Yeah, and for me it had a bit of a bitter taste to it, but the cake itself is unbelievable.
Yeah, so I'm going to link the recipe. Just skip the frosting or the chocolate ganache. Yeah. By the way, I had a little bit of the cake in a pan, and I was like, hey, taste this. He eats it and then takes the pan away from me, like snatched it.
Very good.
Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
So this weekend vlog's going up later in the week, but you know, it's the same. You guys get to catch up on what we do. So Chris is wanting to go to his friend's Jiu-Jitsu Academy's 1-year anniversary. So we're here in Pasadena.
Yep.
To celebrate 10th Planet Pasadena's 1-year anniversary, and then we gotta go to Costco and get food because we are running low like no other. I looked at the fridge yesterday and I was like, wow, we ate everything. And then I have to go up to this thing all the way in Westlake Village, which is like Thousand Oaks. So hopefully I'll make it by 5. But coffee first, Starbucks.
I don't know if you guys can see that, but a runaway rock hit the windshield and cracked it really bad.
I'm actually really upset about this. Like really, really upset. Does that lady know her thing's open?
I think she's just pulling up to the next.
We're on the freeway and this like rock just hit us. Both Chris and I jumped, and then once we realized what it was, we saw the crack in the windshield. 34 years on this planet riding cars, and that has never happened. Neither to Chris. Pretty sure my windshield has to be replaced and I'm not happy about it. Texting my brother to figure out what to do.